Old Guy Radio Players present...
It's the George and Pudgy Show. Starring Milt Stiltskin as George Coinbridge. Co-starring Bill Dokie as Pudgy Coinbridge. Also starring Schmitzy Poldonka as Maggie Coinbridge. And Margaret Meadow Muffin as Mildred Coinbridge. Along with Falk Marley, Peter Peters, and special guest star Percy Tinkles. Welcome, one and all, to our live broadcast of A Hunting We Will Go, Part 2.
This is the Gum Chewy Radio Network. In the last episode, we left George and Pudgy in the middle of a nationwide scavenger hunt. They had just arrived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, as they were trying to discover what a caveat is, and George said,
"Well, what it sounds like is finding this caveat thing, or whatever it is going to be a real pain in the neck to find."
You know, this time, I think we should all stay together and look as a group.
That's a good idea, Maggie. That way we can watch the boys and make sure they stay out of trouble. We don't want to bail them out of jail again, do we, Maggie?
Hey, it's not our fault people take things the wrong way.
I agree with Mildred. We're all sticking together.
Right. And we're going to go through everybody's ideas scientifically like.
Oh, yeah? Scientifically, huh? Where did you get your degree? The Furbush University?
As a matter of fact, I did. I learned how to cook there. And that's a science, if you ask me. And you'd better say nothing bad about good old Furbush University. F.U., and it has a long, long tradition in our family. So we're going to do everything scientifically. And we're going to go through everyone's thoughts on what they think a caveat is. Mildred was the first one to say her idea, so we'll start with hers.
Look, here comes George now. He looks all steamed up.
No, Pudgy. Yeah, well, same to you, you mook.
I guess a caveat isn't a small breed of dog, eh, George boy?
No, Pudgy, it's not a small dog. It's not a large dog. It ain't any kind of dog. It ain't a pussycat. It's not a snake. We have been to every place that sells furry coats or anything leather, even shoe stores. We've been to the zoo, the local dog pound, and every veterinarian in Albuquerque, and we can safely say that a caveat is not an animal or anything like it. Pudgy, your idea of a part of a car or something is mechanical, right?
Right, George. I'm thinking it has something to do with the brakes, like on one of the new Packard 120s.
Yeah.
Have you seen these beauties, George? Whew, they are something else.
George, it's been a long day. I'm tired and hungry. Let's just grab a quick bite to eat and go back to the hotel for the night.
I'm with Maggie.
All right, George. Let's just call it a day and start in the morning.
Yeah, that's okay with me.
Good morning, Mildred.
Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Pudgy, Mildred. Are we ready to find a caveat?
Than your local Packard dealer.
I hope that's all the further we have to look, but I doubt it.
If it doesn't pan out, we still have your idea, Maggie.
By the guys laughing and pointing at him, I don't think George had any luck.
Boy, that tears it. It's not a car part of any kind, Pudgy. I'm getting tired of going into these places and being laughed at. So the next time we go anywhere looking for this caveat, we're all going in.
Well, looks like your idea is next, Maggie.
It sounded like a good idea before. I'm not as sure now.
Hey, you're not getting off that easy, Maggie. What was it again? You think caveat has something to do with seafood? Because it sounds a little like caviar?
There can't be many places around here to buy seafood in Albuquerque, can there?
Look, just up there, on the right. Stuba's Meat and Fish.
Hey, let's go in and ask him. What's the worst that could happen?
What can I do for you folks?
Maggie?
George?
Maggie?
George?
Are you folks here for a reason?
Yeah, we're here for a reason. Maggie?
George!
Let's not start that again, all right? How about you, pal? Maybe you can tell me why we're here. Yeah, you.
Hey, sure. We're wanting to know if you sell caviar.
Run that by me one more time, would you?
He said if you got any caveat for sale.
Are you trying to say caviar?
What does it sound like we're saying, Mac?
That's a great question, bud. Why don't you figure that out and then come back and tell me, and then you can find it somewhere else, all right?
Now look here, mister. Don't you talk to them like that. What's the matter with you? I have a good mind never to shop here again.
Again, you didn't even shop here in the first place. Might as well have you booted out.
Okay. Come out from behind the counter. If you think you're going to talk to my wife like that and get away with it, you got another thing coming.
I'm calling the cops, buddy. You're all disrupting my business here. All of you are ready for the loony bin.
Oh boy, am I ever glad to be out of that smelly shop and back in the hotel. Is that what it's like, George? When you and Pudgy get nabbed for disturbing the peace? You take the big ride downtown and get your finger photos taken and your face printed?
Every time, Maggie. Every time.
We need to thank Quiberto, Pop, for bailing us out and getting us back to the hotel.
Using our one call to call the hotel was a good move there, Mildred.
Thank you,
Quiberto.
Thank you, Quiberto.
Quiberto says you're welcome.
Is there anything that we can do for you, Quiberto?
Yes, Quiberto would like you to attend the dinner show in the Scarlet Slipper Room tonight at 9 p.m.
Well, if all it's going to take for us is to have dinner and watch a show, far be it from me to say no. We'll be there at 9 o'clock sharp.
Are you ready, George?
I sure am. Let's go, Pudgy and Mildred.
Hey, you two, are you ready for dinner and a show?
Mildred, my dear, our dinner companions have arrived.
I did it! I'm ready for dinner. And Quiberto.
Ah, here you are, 9 p.m. sharp. Quiberto is very pleased. Except for one thing. I cannot allow the gentleman to enter without having on a tie or at least a caveat like the one I'm wearing.
I think I'm gonna faint.
That's it. A thing that goes around your neck like a tie.
It's a tie? After all we went through again, and all we have to do is come here for dinner?
Why am I not surprised? After everything fails, we're saved again. Just by being at the right place at the right time.
Why are you making the pop sound? Quiberto is pleased to see you happy. I will seat you at the best table in the house. But the gentlemen still need to put on a tie or caveat.
Hey, how about $5 for your caveat?
I would be honored.
You demand $5, Georgie boy.
Yeah.
Friday night is the perfect night for a drive-in movie, and what better snack to have than a can of Mama Floppa's sweet American-style fire-roasted fish balls? Why, it's almost a picnic in a can. Mama Floppa herself rips the ripened fish balls off at the peak of flavor. She then gently washes them in fresh spring water before roasting them over an open pit, and at the peak of flavor, they are canned and cooked in Mama Floppa's special sweet and salty ball water. So sit back with your sweetheart, watch the movies, and enjoy goodness that's packed in every fish ball. That's Mama Floppa's, a name to remember, a taste you won't forget.
It looks like our next destination is Twin Falls, Idaho.
Oh, look, Maggie, on the map, the fastest way to Twin Falls takes us through the tip of Colorado just before we go into Utah.
Yeah, so?
So, if we stop in Cortez, it's only about 40 miles to Four Corners.
What's the Four Corners?
It's the only place in the whole country that you can be in 4 states at the same time.
George, when we get to... what was the name of that city, Mildred?
Cortez, Colorado. By the way, George, drive east till you see Highway 550.
Cortez, Colorado. Can we go see the Four Corners?
It's okay by me. How about you, Pudge?
Sure. I've never been in 4 states at once.
No, but you were wanted in 4 states at once.
How they got me confused with that other schmuck could have only been a setup.
No kidding. He didn't look a thing like you. What was his name?
Horace Pinkischmeckle.
That's right. What a mook. Wanted in 4 states for leaving his morning routine in the backseat of patrol cars.
He was known as the backseat bomber. You know what? I still think it was Officer Thickwittle, that fathead desk sergeant that told the state boys that I was Horace Pinkelschmeckle. Then gave him one of my mugshots. There I was at work loading the truck. The next thing you know, I'm in the Furbush jail with a bunch of crummy flatfoots yelling at me about doing things in the backseat of all these cop cars. The worst part was looking at the pictures they took for evidence.
Thank goodness they caught the backseat bomber, the real Horace Pinkischmeckle, that morning in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, in the middle of a bombing mission, in the chief of police's car.
Yeah, the chief wanted to shoot him.
I don't blame him. Oh, hey, we're at Highway 55 there. Which way do I turn, Mildred?
Well, looking at Albuquerque, the map, it says we need to take a left turn.
Twin Falls, Idaho. We're on our way.
You don't mind if Pudgy sits up front with me for a while this time, do you, Maggie?
It's just fine with me, George. While we are all on the drive to Four Corners, Mildred and I will have time to catch up on all the Furbush gossip.
Speaking of Four Corners, remember when that beat cop Skolnick cornered us after we spent most of the day telling people outside Dry's Donut Shop that the baker, Platt Foster, wasn't using a cutter to put holes in the donuts.
Yeah, he had no sense of humor, that guy. I knew he was riled up, but I never expected him to call the cops. But you know something? It's long over for us, but I know that, and you know that, and the baker knows that he will always be suspected of doing bad things to good donuts.
You know, we may not have lots of money, but we are sure rich with memories.
I think so too, George.
Are we in Cortez, George?
We sure are, Maggie. We just made the terrain to go to Four Corners.
How exciting.
Oh, I think it's over there, George. See where all those cars are parked?
Yeah, I see him. I have to admit, I'm a little excited too.
That's it? A little plaque in the ground? We drive 40 miles for this?
Don't be such a stick in the mud, Pudgy. What did you expect? The Empire State Building?
Don't forget, Pudgy. You can be in 4 states at once, not wanted in 4 states.
She's got you there, Pudgy. Come on, let's be in 4 states at once at the same time. And let's have as much fun with this as we can. I mean, who knows? When are we ever going to be here again?
Yeah, right you are, Georgie boy.
Did you know that not only is this where Arizona, Utah, New Mexico, and Colorado meet, but it's also the boundary between the Navajo and Ute tribes?
And how do you know that, Mildred?
I read it on the visitor's pamphlet.
Figures.
That's my Mildred.
Before we get on the way back to Twin Falls, how's about if we get something to eat?
That's a great idea, George. I have been seeing signs for fry bread. Let's get some and try it.
Ooh, I've seen the signs too. I'm with Maggie.
How about you, Pudgy?
Well, I have a feeling if I'll face a lynch mob if I say no.
Boy, that was a meal to remember. I don't know what everything was. Boy, it sure was good.
Boy, what a long drive. Almost another 1,000 miles in less than 24 hours.
We wouldn't have to be on such long drives if Mr. Cheapskate over here would spring for a hotel room once in a while.
The whole thing is supposed to be paid for. It's no skin off of my nose if we got to drive an extra few hours to get a free hotel.
Hey, speaking of hotels, what is the name of the one we need here in Twin Falls?
The Perrine Hotel.
Tell me, what do you know about this hotel, Mildred?
You mean other than the name? Nothing.
That's my Mildred.
Howdy, folks. How can I help you?
We should have a reservation. We're with the Gum-Chewy Nationwide Scavenger Hunt.
Well, I'll be. Great to meet you. I'm supposed to give you this envelope here. My name is Wonky. If there's anything I can do for you folks, just let me know. I'm here 12 hours a day.
We ask this every place we stay. Where's a good place to eat?
Well, most folks go over to the Depot Grill. It's just across the street and down the block to the right. You can't miss it.
Thanks, Wonky.
Good morning, folks.
You brought us coffee and we haven't ordered anything yet.
Oh, yes, sir. Most folks order coffee before looking at the menu, so I figured I'd save you the wait and bring the coffee now.
Hey, that's really nice of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you folks ready to order?
Yes, I'll have the steak and eggs. I want mine scrambled and my steak rare.
Now, that comes with hash browns or home-fried potatoes.
Hash browns, please.
Okay, and what can I get for you, ma'am?
I'll have the same. Except I want my steak medium well.
Make it 3 steaks with hash browns, but I want my steak rare.
I guess I'm the only one that's gonna want my eggs over easy and the steak rare. Hash browns, please. I wonder how good Mama Flopper's fish balls would taste with my coffee.
Got it. 4 steaks, 1 medium well, 3 rare, also 3 with scrambled eggs, 1 over sleazy, and all with hash browns. I'll have it out in a jiffy.
Hey, while we're waiting for the breakfast, how about opening that envelope and see what we have to find this time?
Okay. It says Kennebec.
Kennebec? Sounds like a medical condition.
I don't think they want to get us any diseases, Pudgy.
I don't know, Mildred. Pudgy's pretty diseased already.
If we have learned anything on this trip, none of our ideas on what these things were have been right.
Okay, folks, steak and eggs for everyone. Scrambled eggs, medium rare here, here, and your eggs over easy.
Let me get another cup of that mud while you're here also.
There's a pot that just finished brewing. I'll be back in a jiffy.
Hey, Georgie, you should sell these hash browns in your place.
He's right, George. The folks in Furbush would love these potatoes.
Did I hear you say you folks like the Kennebecs?
That's it! Potatoes!
You're telling me Kennebec is a potato?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Our cook won't use any other kind.
Well, it's about time you ran into a little luck.
I can't believe it. Would your cook sell us one of those Kennebecs to take?
I'm pretty sure he'll give you one, mister.
No one will go to jail this time.
You've just enjoyed dinner, and now it's time to relax with a cool-smoking, long-burning Dirk Gherkin cigar. Dirk grew up in the cucumber fields of Kentucky, and as a young man, Dirk learned to enjoy the flavor of mothball vinegars. Over time, he's taken that love and put it in each and every one of his gherkin gassers. It smells like last week's garbage.
Yesterday was just the best. We found our scavenger hunt item without even trying, and we got to spend the whole day relaxing by the pool.
It was a gas watching George and Pudgy. You would think they were teenagers by the way they were acting.
Can I help it if me and Pudgy know how to good time while we're at a pool?
I would die laughing when you tripped the waiter and watched him fall into the pool with a tray full of food.
I didn't think it was funny. I was still brushing spaghetti noodles from my hair this morning.
At least it was later in the day when you did that.
Pudgy and me needed to blow off a little steam. And now we're on our way to the Riverside Hotel in Reno, Nevada, and our 5th and final scavenger hunt item.
Did you know that Reno is called the biggest little city in the world?
I know I ask this a lot, Mildred, but how do you know that?
My cousin, 3 times removed, worked in a casino. I met her 2 years ago at a family reunion.
It should take only a few hours to get to Reno.
This is the shortest distance we've had to travel so far.
What was that noise?
Oh, we've got a flat tire. I better pull over up ahead here.
I'll get the spare out of the trunk. Hey, Georgie, didn't you have a spare tire back here?
I sure did. I checked it before we left Fooybush. Why?
Are you sure? It's not in the trunk.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I took it out while we were stopped in Oklahoma City. I took it out to make room for my postcards, and I forgot to put it back.
You needed room for postcards?
They're in that box.
What did you do, Mildred? There has to be 3,000 or 4,000 postcards in here.
I could never make up my mind which postcards to get, so I would take one of each they had at every place we stopped.
There gotta be at least 40 pounds of postcards in this box.
Well, nice going, mildew. We're in the middle of nowhere with a flat tire and no spare.
Mildew? Mildew? Okay, maggot. I didn't mean to leave it. I was just rearranging the trunk to put my box of souvenir postcards when George yelled at me to get in the car and I forgot to spare.
Okay. Stop with the name calling. What's done is done.
I guess Pudgy is right. I'm sorry, Mildred.
I'm sorry too, Maggie. I didn't mean to leave it.
Well, the next town is Wells, Nevada. And now that I got the tire off, I'll thumb a ride into town and get it repaired.
George has been gone for 5 hours. I don't think I can take much more of this heat.
Some shade would be nice.
There's a car slowing down. It's George.
Hey, you're a sight for sore eyes, Georgie boy.
George, what took you so long?
Well, as it turns out, there's only one gas station in Wells, and the mechanic's wife was having a baby. When I finally tracked him down at the hospital, Woody's wife, he wasn't going to leave until she had her baby.
Well, was it a boy or a girl?
A boy. Oh, and that reminds me, I brought you a cigar, Pudgy. He was handing them out like they was candy.
Thanks, Georgie boy. And it's a Dirk Gherkins.
Yeah, he was so excited, he didn't even charge me to fix the flat.
Oh, finally. After almost 6 hours, we're finally back on the road.
And we should be in Reno soon. What's the name of that hotel?
The Riverside Hotel.
We should be there pretty soon. At least I hope we are. I mean, it's getting dark. I was hoping to be here hours ago.
I'm sorry, everyone. I'll make it up to you somehow.
Hey. Hey, there it is, the Riverside Hotel.
Let's get checked in so we can see what we have to find next.
Whatever it is, it's going to have to wait until tomorrow morning. The only thing I'm looking for tonight is a good place to eat.
Hey, good evening, folks. Welcome to the Riverside. Do you got a reservation?
We sure do. We are the Coin Bridges.
Oh yeah, the gumshoe scavenger hunt. Baby. I got this envelope just for you. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
There's lots of places to gamble in Reno there, guy, but how about recommending us a place to get a good dinner?
Oh, honey, the Gold and Silver restaurant has great food. It's one of the best places in all of Reno. Hey, you know what? You tell them that Patrick sent you, and they'll treat you like royalty.
Thank you, Patrick.
Oh, there it is. The Gold and Silver restaurant.
It looks pretty swanky.
Well, Patrick did say it's one of the best places in Reno.
I'm so hungry I could eat Maggie's cooking.
Watch it, George. You can be replaced.
So you say, but never do.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Gold and Silver restaurant. I'm Parkinson's, your waiter.
Parkinson's, huh? Well, bring us all a shrimp cocktail and a bottle of champagne.
Champagne,
Shrimp
Georgie?
cocktail.
And why not? We're on the last item on the hunt, and we're only on day 8.
Here you are, folks. Shrimp cocktail and champagne.
Gee, what a night that was. The food was delicious, and I think I got a little tipsy from the champagne.
Hey, we were so happy to be in Reno, we didn't open the envelope to see what we needed to find this time.
Here, George, you open it.
Okay, here goes.
What does it say, George?
It says agrafe.
Did you say a giraffe?
No, agrafe.
I wonder what will happen to us this time.
I have an idea how to find out what it is, but I want to go alone.
Are you sure, Mildred?
Yeah, I'm sure. I want to make up for leaving the spare tire in Oklahoma.
Punish yourself, Mildred. It could happen to anyone.
And let her go if she wants. We can all meet up at the Gold and Silver for lunch.
That's a good idea, George. I'll see you all at noon.
I wonder if Mildred has had any luck.
I sure hope she has. Or we'll have to hit the pavement and look too.
Oh, look, Mildred's already here.
Oh, Mildred. Did you find a giraffe?
I know exactly what an agrafe is.
And just how do you know what an agrafe is?
I went to the local library and looked it up in the dictionary.
Okay, so give. What is it?
I'm holding it right now. I just happened to keep it for a souvenir.
Mildred, that's the wire basket from a bottle of champagne we had last night.
I know. It's called an agrafe. Or grass.
You did it, Mildred. The last thing we needed.
I can't believe it. We had everything on the list. After all the trouble we had finding the first three things, I didn't think the last two would be so easy.
And best of all, we're going to Los Angeles, California to finish the race.
I can hardly wait to find out if we've won or not.
Now, don't get your hopes up, Maggie. We have no clue how the others are doing. We might be last.
We have a long drive ahead of us, and we have plenty of money left from the gas and food allotment. I might just get us a hotel when we get a little closer.
That sounds great, George. I wouldn't mind finally getting some sleep tonight.
Yeah, Mildred and I would love to get a few hours sleep tonight, George. It's the best idea you've had this whole trip.
And in another couple hours, we'll be in Las Vegas.
Oh, look, there's the Clock and Motel. Let's stay there.
Is that okay with the rest of you?
It looks good to me, George.
Me too, Georgie. Let's stop for the night and finish the drive into Los Angeles in the morning.
You got it. I'm ready for some sleep and some food.
Oh, what a night. I knew better than to let George talk me into gambling. We drank and played poker all night.
I'm sorry, Mags. You know how I get when I've had a few beers. I should have never started gambling at the casino. I lost everything we had left.
You're sorry? George, you're sorry? You lost every cent we had, including what we brought from home, and all that was left for gas and food money. Sure, Mildred and I got some sleep last night, but now we both have to work in the casino bar running quicks to customers for tips, just so we have enough to buy gas to get us back to Los Angeles.
You're not off the hook either, Pudgy. You lost all the money we brought, too. Every time you drink with your brother, it's nothing but trouble. You think you would have learned by now, you mook.
I'm sorry, Mildred. It'll never happen again, I promise.
Sure. Save it, Pudgy. You and George can just sit here in the car and wait for Maggie and me while we work up the money we need.
Wait in the car? It's got to be 100 out here, and it's only 10 a.m. We'll burn up.
I don't want to hear it, George. You and your brother got us into this mess. Now, Mildred and I, we're gonna go into that casino and get the money we need to get back to Los Angeles. You and Pudgy are gonna sit here with the car. And, Buddy, you and your knucklehead brother better make sure nothing happens to it, or the things we've scavenged for, or so help me, George, I'll skin you alive.
I think she means it, George. You better do like the girls say.
Okay, don't flip your wig. We'll stay with the car.
You better.
Jeez, boy, I've never seen him so steamed up.
It's even worse than the time we crashed your car into the fruit cart in front of Mackenzie's flower shop.
Oh boy, I'll never forget that. I was under Maggie's thumb for a year before she let me off the hook.
You know, George, it's kind of funny. If you think about it, in the last few days, we run over a skunk. We've been put in the clinker 2 times. We had to pay fines. We met a guy named Quiberto. We had to fix a flat with no spare tire. And now we're flat broke in Vegas, Nevada, with less than 300 miles to go.
Yeah, so what's funny about that?
At least we're not dead.
Oh, and look, here come the girls.
I wonder why they're running.
Quick, George, stop the car.
Let's go. Hurry, they're coming.
Who's coming? Why do I have to hurry?
Just go, George. I'll tell you on the way.
Okay. What gives Maggie, Mildred?
We were serving drinks, right? Like we said we was going to do. We were doing just fine when some schmuck at the craps table started getting frisky with Maggie.
What?
Relax, George. Let me finish. So anyway, the next time he tried getting fresh with Maggie, I poured a flaming blue blazer down his pants.
Yeah, he tripped over his own feet trying to get his pants off. When he fell, his wallet came out. Mildred grabbed it, and we both ran out.
I'll immortalize him. I'll rip his arms off.
No, George, look, $500.
I've never seen that much money before.
What do you think, George? Should we go back and murderize him, or just keep going and spend all his money?
You know, it looks like there's a gas station just up ahead. Los Angeles, here we come.
We are on our way to Club Morocco.
The Club Morocco, all the big stars go there. I'm so excited I can hardly stand it.
There it is. We made it. Win, lose, or draw. We made it.
What do you think, George?
Ask me when it's over.
Can I help you?
Yes, we're the coin bridges. No. Group 5. The gum chewy scavenger hunt.
Wow! Oh, so soon. It's only been 10 days. We didn't expect you guys until day 13. Just come in, have some food and some drinks, and I'll find out what to do. Mr. Pfluger, we got some people up front that say they're from that gum chewy scavenger hunt.
What? Already? I better get on the phone to New York and let Mr. Morrow know they're here.
What do I do?
Find them hotel rooms nearby and, keep them happy until we hear from Mr. Morrow.
Hello, Merle here.
Mr. Morrow, sir, the Pfluger, sorry, it's Pfluger, sorry, I'm a little ruffled up here. We're at the Club Morocco, and one of the groups has already shown up today.
So soon? What group was it?
They said they were Group 5, the coin bridges.
This is amazing. You make those people happy until I get there. I'll be on the next flight from New York. Imagine that. All that way in only 10 days.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're interrupting our regular broadcast to bring you a very special announcement. And now, Mr. Edward K. Morrow.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is indeed a very special night with some very special people. 5,481 miles in only 10 days, way ahead of any of the other groups. As a matter of fact, the team closest to you folks is Group 2 from Smog City, Idaho, Carl and Pooter Crankblower, and their companions Booger and Queef Maloney. Thus far, they have only managed to scavenge 3 of the 5 items they need. The other groups have only 1 or 2 of the items, and it is very doubtful they will finish before the deadline. But just getting here first doesn't make you winners, not yet anyway. Before we can decide that, do you have all of your scavenger hunt items?
Yes, Mr. Morrow, sir. The Babcock test thingy, the fruit on the end of this pencil, a Kennebec potato, and an agraffe from the bottle of champagne.
Yeah, and this caviar.
That is 100% correct. You folks are the grand prize winners of the first annual Gum Chewy nationwide scavenger hunt. Now, I suppose you would like to know what you've won.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, sir.
George.
It's perfectly understandable. I imagine you're all very excited. Well, without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, you have all won $1,000 each.
$1,000 each? I think I'm gonna faint.
Oh, don't do that, Mildred Coinbridge. Then you wouldn't hear me say you have also won 2 new cars. That's 1 per couple. And, are you ready?
Yeah, Mr. Morrow, we're ready.
Well, I am happy to tell you fine people that you have won an all-expense-paid trip around the world.
Wait, we don't have to scavenge across the world, do we?
No, there will be nothing to scavenge for. You'll be fine flying first class on Pan American Airlines, with stops at 10 cities around the globe, staying in the best hotels and eating in the finest restaurants. Also, in addition to the $1,000 you have already won, you will each receive another $1,000 to buy gifts and memorable treasures to remember your trip. Your trip will be guided by an experienced world traveler versed in over 20 languages, as well as the customs and laws of each country you visit. I have only one last announcement to make. I, Quiverto, will escort you on your trip.
Mr. Morrow? You're Quiberto?
I never would have guessed it was you in a million years.
That's gotta be one of the greatest acts ever.
You sure had me fooled.
Thank you, folks. I secretly disguised myself as Quiberto for every group as a way to check on the progress you were making.
Oh, Quiberto, Mr. Morrow. Who would have thought?
It was a fun time for me indeed. Now, let's get back to your prize package. As I was saying, I will be joining you all on your trip, making live broadcasts from each stop we make on your journey around the world. We will embark on our round-the-world trip in just a few short weeks from today. Congratulations from all of us, from the Gum Chewy Radio Network and from the Gum Chewy Foundation. Until next time, this is Edward K. Murrow.
Oh, you guys, we won.
Yeah, what's that, Maggie? I didn't hear you. Did you say we won?
That was one heck of a trip there, Georgie boy.
I never lost hope.
And all of this because I filled out a little slip of paper. Who knew? I wonder what we'll see on our trip around the world.
Hi, folks. Mike Scrotum, National Spokesman for the Gum Chewy Foundation. I am proud to have officiated the first annual Gum Chewy Memorial Nationwide Scavenger Hunt. We'll be starting to collect entries for next year's January 15th, 1948 hunt. Good luck to all of you.
Tonight's episode of the George and Pudgy Show has been brought to you by Burt Kirkland's Brined and Pickled Fine Smoking Cigars. Did you know that Burt Kirkland grows and picks his own tobacco and that he himself rolls his cigars between his thighs before pickling them in the finest Miller Moth vinegars and smoked salt? That smooth, mellow, satisfying flavor you'll only find in a genuine Burt Kirkland cigar. And by the makers of Mama Floppa's Sweet American Style Fire Roasted Fish Balls. Mama Floppa's uses only the finest fish balls money can buy. These fish balls are ripped off at the peak of flavor and then gently washed and fire roasted over an open pit. They are then canned and cooked in Mama Floppa's sweet, special, salty ball water. Mama Floppa's, a name to remember, a taste you won't forget. Join us for our next episode, All Roads Lead to London.